All right, y'all. We 2 games down into the finals. Unfortunately, Boston is up 2-0. I mean, I guess, listen, am I surprised they're up 2-0? No. Do I want them to be up 2-0? Hell no. Hell no, I don't want them to be up 2-0. But man, game 3 is tomorrow. But I guess at the time you see this video, it'll be tonight because I'm gonna upload this the day of the finals. We are all Mavs fans now. We are Mavs now. We are Dallas now. Especially since if Dallas, outside of my fandom, if Dallas doesn't win the game, the series is over. Series is absolutely over. Is obviously a must win for them. We gonna get started. Of course, welcome back to the MC Show. Before we get started, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any all help is greatly appreciated. As a matter of fact, let me give you some time right now. You know what I'm saying? Let me give you some time right now. Take some time. Click if you got this in full screen. Click the full screen button. Scroll down if you have to. Click the subscribe button and then hit the like button and then come back here. But here we are. Okay, we're 2 games deep, right? I'm gonna cover a little bit of both games, the things that I've seen, the things that I've liked, the things that I've disliked. A lot of things from the Mavericks I have disliked. Disclaimer. Okay, there's a lot of things from the Maverick side I have not liked, especially on the defensive end, and that's mainly the reason why I feel like they're not winning. It's not the offensive end, although the offense has its problems too. Their biggest concern for me these 2 games has been their defense. A big problem with their defense is just the undisciplined and the undisciplinedness. Is that a word? I don't know, but I just made it a word. They have a lot of mental errors, mental mistakes that really make me upset. Okay, there are a couple plays that I have in my mind that I remember in the first half. This happened in game 2 that I was like, yo, Dallas, what are you guys doing? There was a play. Jason Tatum has the ball. Dribble penetration, which Dallas has absolutely not been able to contain at all. They have not been able to contain dribble penetration. They're dribbling. He's dribbling. Jason Tatum is dribbling to the basket. I forget who's guarding him. It's probably Luka because they've been hunting him. Jason Tatum is dribbling to the basket. He sees Derek White on the baseline. Now, usually, if you're coming from the right wing, you want a cutter coming from the left. Okay, you're you're dribbling this way. You want a guy cutting this way. So if you're getting doubled, if someone meets you with a double team in the paint, you can easily dump it off and things like that. However, Boston and JJ Redick had pointed this out. They have a tendency to keep their man on the same side as the ball handler. So Derek White is in the right side of the dunker spot, and Jason Tatum is dribbling in. Nobody has a body on Derek White. Derek White is by himself. Okay, White is by himself on the baseline. He dumps it off to White for like I don't know, maybe like a 10-footer / jump shot, and he hits it. There's another play, Tatum again with the ball. He's driving in, and Derek Lively, who was supposed to be the one who's guarding Jaylen Brown, who's on the baseline, he has no idea Jaylen Brown is behind him. I mean, I'm looking, bro. Like, I was watching the play, and I was like, Jaylen Brown is gonna cut him and get a dunk. And I'm watching. I'm just like, Derek, look behind you. Pay attention to behind you. And he doesn't pay attention. He was ball watching, didn't realize Jaylen Brown was cutting from the corner on the baseline to the basket. Jason Tatum hits him, and Derek Lively is just out of position, out of place, and gives up a wide open dunk. That is 2 plays, but there's many more to pick from where I see Dallas is making a lot of mental errors and mental mistakes. They're ball watching a lot. That's why the Boston's able to cut and make all their passes. They're ball watching a lot. Like, if you want to guard Boston, which is hard to do, their 5-out offense has been spectacular all season. But if you want to guard them, you don't want to be ball watching. You want to stay on your man because they're gonna cut. They're gonna screen for each other and run around on the perimeter. They're trying to get open threes. They're trying to get to their driving kick game and all that. And Dallas has done a really poor job, I think, of really being able to contain. They're not containing the dribble penetration. I think they're going for pump fakes a lot too. And again, the driving kick game, the most powerful part of their game when it comes to being able to get a lot of threes, they're just falling. They're falling into Boston's hands in terms of being able to play I guess, being able to slow down their defense. I mean, slow down Boston's offense. Boston offense, to me, has looked very, very good. Even though in game two, they only shot 25% from three. They did not have a good shooting game in game two, yet they were still able to win. I liked a lot of their looks. Boston, I thought, had a lot of good looks. I thought Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Derek White, I thought they all had good looks and things like that. But as Drew Holiday, too, who had a really phenomenal game, who really stepped up for the Celtics to help them win that game. They had a really, really, really bad shooting night, but again, with the cutting and even the free throw shooting, 19 of 20, I believe they were from the free throw line. Like, it's little stuff like that they find another way to win. With that, and on top of their already elite defense, even if they're not shooting well, they have found a way to win. So you have to credit Boston. Unfortunately, okay, I don't want to credit them, but you have to credit the Boston Celtics for that. What a great effort on the offensive end. Even if they're not having a good shooting night, they're getting to the. They try to get to the foul line. They try to post up Porzingis, who has killed them in these two games, especially in the first game. 20 points and 20 minutes off the bench is crazy. That little 6-minute spurt in game one that Kristaps Porzingis had at the end of the first quarter, I was like, okay, the game is over. That he single-handedly blew the Mavericks out, single-handedly. Just from that little stretch where he had like 11 points in the first quarter. They can go to that. They can go to Jaylen Brown on the mismatch. Again, they're hunting. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are hunting Luka. Luka cannot stay in front of anybody. And listen, he's injured. He got the back injury, his knee. He has ankle discomfort. So he's banged up right now. But they're attacking him on defense. They're getting around him. That's one way they're being able to get into the paint so easy. You want at least Luka to play defense with his feet, but he hasn't been able to do that. He play defense with his body. He hasn't been able to do that. And then somebody's coming to help off somebody in the corner, and then it's just a pass to the corner. Even if the rotation is clean for somebody on the wing to get to the corner, you just keep passing and passing and passing, and eventually they get an open shot. They get an open three. Dallas' defense, they're scrambling a lot. They had a lot of miscues. They need to contain dribble penetration better. That's Dallas's biggest problem. Okay, now if we go to Dallas's offense, to me it's two simple things. Kyrie is 13 of 37. That is 35%. He has not shot the ball well at all in these finals. They need a big scoring game from him if they want to win this game and get back into the series. He has not performed well. The role players have not performed well. I will say PJ Washington had a pretty decent game too. Derek Lively has not played well. I don't think he's had a couple dunks, but Boston has done a good job of taking the lobs away. Because he got a lot of. If you look back at the Minnesota Dallas series, Derek Lively was eating on lobs, absolutely eating on lobs, and they're not giving it to him. I'm pretty sure he's only had one lob, or maybe one dunk throughout this entire series, or maybe even two. But he has not been effective on defense or on offense. He's fouling a lot, and I don't think Jason Kidd really trusts the rest of the team. Like Tim Hardaway Jr. was a DNP. You know what I'm saying? He's too erratic on offense, and he would get hunted on defense as well. Derrick Jones Jr., he's not an offensive player, so I can't expect him to average like 20 points, but he has not really given you anything on offense as well. And I don't think the defense has been great. I think it's been okay, but I don't think it's been great. PJ Washington again, bad game one, but pretty good game two. I think they should play Daniel Gafford more. I understand the rotation pattern. Daniel Gafford plays the first 3 minutes of the first quarter. In the third quarter, Derek Lively comes in, and then Daniel Gafford gets in where he fits in throughout the rest of the game. But I think Daniel Gafford has to play more. I think he's shown pretty good stuff. I think he's been better than Derek Lively in this particular series, in these first two games. But most importantly, Kyrie just needs to step up. He needs to have a really good offensive game, like a 30, 35, 40 piece if they want to win this game. Luka has given them pretty good things, okay? I know a lot of people were talking about like, he wasn't really good in the second half of, hold on, let me adjust my camera a little bit. He wasn't really good in the second half of game two. The guy had 32, 11, and 11, a 30-point triple-double. And he's not healthy. He is putting up good enough numbers for the condition that he's in. It's now time for Kyrie again and the other role players to give them something offensively, play way better on defense. If Luka can still do that, and you have the role players playing at a high level, then they have a good chance to come back in this series. But to me, it starts on the defensive end. And the only thing I would say for Luka, maybe get your teammates involved a little more. But they are also kind of unreliable. So I kind of understand if he's like a little bit, score first mode, which I do think he should be. But if again, role players step up. Kyrie need a really good offensive game for you. I will credit, as we transfer to Boston's defense, I will credit Jaylen Brown and Derek White are making it pretty difficult. A lot of Kyrie's shots are not really wide open. Like they're contesting pretty well. They're playing him very physical. This is some of the most physical I've ever seen someone play Kyrie. They're doing a pretty good job. You have to credit the best defensive backcourt in the league for sure. Not even close. For how they've been guarding Kyrie. Even Jaylen Brown, he had that one. Listen, it was a foul. It was a foul. But there was this one play where Jaylen Brown was going one-on-one, or Kyrie Irving, I should say, was going one-on-one with Jaylen Brown, and Jaylen Brown was there. He wasn't getting beat, and was able to cause a turnover. Boston's defense they've been putting pressure basically on everybody. They've been taking away the lobs, taking away open shots, playing Kyrie tough, playing Luka tough. I mean, Luka's going to make a lot of tough shots. He's Luka. He's arguably the best offensive player in the league. I jotted down a couple key stats that I'm looking for in Game 3. Boston has had 30 stocks. Stocks are steals and blocks put together. So they've had 30 of those in the first 2 games compared to Dallas 17. That's 17. That's a large margin. Boston, 52 assists combined in the first 2 games. Dallas, 30 assists. In the first game, Dallas only had 9 assists. Only 9. 21 in game 2. Boston's had 29 and 23. Okay, like Boston, they're moving the ball well. They're getting really good looks. Again, they didn't make a lot of them in game 2, but can you count on that happening for the games 3, 4, 5, 6, or maybe 7? No. That's why I'm harping on Dallas to make sure that their defense is correct, because if you make a mistake, they're gonna keep punishing you for it. You're already kind of limited with Luka not being able to play defense and things like that. So Boston is a mismatch hunting team. Okay, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum are looking at Luka and they're like, we're gonna make sure he's in every single pick and roll possession, make sure he's in every single offensive action, and make sure he's moving to tire him out, test his defense, and things like that. Dallas has not taken a lot of threes either. They are not shooting well from 3. They haven't taken a lot. They haven't made a lot. Again, credit to Boston's defense. They're not letting the others really get off. No Derek Jones Jr. No Kyrie. They're not letting anybody get off. Luka's eating. That's it. I think they'll live with Luka eating if they could limit every single other player on the team. So what I'm looking for in Game 3 tomorrow, or I guess tonight for you guys, is I'm looking for Dallas to be better in their rotations. I'm looking for them to stop jumping on pump fakes and letting Boston get easy kick out threes. Rebounding as well. Sometimes Boston gets a lot of long offensive 50-50 balls, and that ends up resulting in a 3-point shot, and they need to make sure they get every rebound, limit second chance opportunities as much as possible. Kyrie, gotta cook. You have to cook. Can they shoot well from 3? It seems like a lot, but there's a formula for them winning. There is a formula. So better on defense. Kyrie gotta cook, shoot better, limit offensive rebounds and second chance opportunities. Try to get some more steals and blocks, turn them over a little bit, make them play late into the shot clock. Role players gotta step up, stay out of foul trouble, and make your free throws. Make your free throws. They are missing all their free throws. Like Luka's missing, Daniel Gafford's missing, everybody's missing free throws. Stop missing free throws. They're free. They are literally free. Okay, you stop missing free throws. You are hurting your team. Boston is missing like 1-2 free throws a game. They're missing like 8. 7 free throws in a game. Like, it's free points. It's free points. Make your free throws, okay? So we'll see what happens. We'll see what adjustments that Jason Kidd makes. Boston, I expect them to keep playing the way they're playing, honestly. Drew Holiday had a pretty good game last game. Can it be Derek White this time? Because Porzingis was the story in game 1 offensively. Drew Holiday was a story in game 2. That's the, I guess, the beauty, if you think Boston's beautiful, of having a team like Boston, because their top 6 is so deep. Tatum hasn't really even been that great. I know he's averaging almost a triple-double, but he hasn't been shooting the ball great at all. Jaylen Brown has been pretty good. I keep saying he's been very, very impressive to me. I have a lot of respect for Jaylen Brown in his game. He's been very good on both ends of the floor. Boston's going to keep doing their thing. Eventually, the shots are going to start falling. So take advantage. If they're going on a dry spell, Dallas, take advantage of that and start hitting your shots and get stops and run. Okay? Even for Kyrie. Last thing I'm going to really say, even for Kyrie, like, run a couple plays for Kyrie, do some inverted pick and rolls between Kyrie and Luka, have him coming off screens, play a little bit faster, even in the half court, like, play a little bit faster. I'm going to be looking for those things. Until then, I got y'all with a recap on games 3 and game 4. I don't know if I'll make it 1 video or 2 videos, but be on the lookout for that. Again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you guys all for watching and listening, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.